Ooh, welcome back to Supercoach Masters with Geordie. I am next to the Supercoach Shackle, Matt Zeebs.
And I'm Matt Zeebs, the Supercoach Shackle, next to Geordie, the inked-up scumbag, apparently. Is that no one wants to struggle to listen?
Inked up scumbag, I'm an inked muppet.
Inked-up muppet there. The George, the inked-up muppet, has got ink everywhere. Anyway, George, what are we going to talk about today? But first, do you have a stat?
Oh, yes. You know Tom Green's 50 possessions in the intra-club matches, more possessions than Elliot Yeo had all last year. Would you believe me?
Wow. No, I wouldn't.
Well, I don't even know if that's true, but someone check it out. If you're wondering why Matty has called me an inked muppet, it's because on YouTube, I think some guy called Adam, is it?
We call it name shaming. Good old Adam.
Adam, is it? Yeah,
you little scumbag.
So he just said, look, I can't, he shouted in all capital letters in the last video, all capital letters, I can't take any inked muppet seriously.
With capitals, you've got to think that he's just pressed capitals. He's probably a 40, 50, I reckon about 55 to 60 years old. He's got to be single.
We don't do quick.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. He wasted his time, and thanks for watching now.
Like and subscribe if you're new here. We're all about the banter, but more importantly, just slightly more importantly, the banter. We're about Supercoach, and we're doing a huge team reveal on Matty's Supercoach team, and we are going to
dissect it.
We're going to dissect it. We're going to insult him. We're going to compliment him. We're going to give him his just desserts, okay? Because we love seeing your teams. Now we're going to show you Matty's team.
Matty's team. All right. Well, what we're going to talk about first is my 5 players I wanted in, but I just couldn't squeeze them in.
Oh, God.
For those graphics on Spotify, I grabbed my finger.
All
right. So the top 5 people missed.
Speaking on the guys on Spotify, we have about 800 people there. And we've got about 150 that are following. So guys, if you're listening, hit the follow button. You're listening to us at 800 a week anyway, mate. Come on. And also come over to YouTube and fucking give us a subscribe, guys.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Matty, 5 people you couldn't squeeze in.
With the money that these guys are worth, Jaws, I don't think anyone could squeeze them in because everyone would love to have a Neil. Would you not?
I would love to have a Neil. Is he number 5 for you?
He's number 5.
Couldn't fit him in, wanted him in, couldn't fit him in.
Oh, George, I wanted him in so much. Then you got took me.
He only paid 3/4, Neil, in the pracky game.
He hurt himself a little bit, didn't he?
He got a corked thigh.
That's a bit of a hurt. That would hurt anything.
That wouldn't hurt me.
All right, then we got Took Miller. Poor old Tookie Miller. I still want him in. I hope he's number 1. I still might be tempted if that Took Miller. Oh, I love him. He's our boy, George. Come on, you got to say.
Yeah, and he's not in your team? Because I haven't seen Matty's team yet, so I'm going to be equally disgusted and surprised, or agreeable. But
agreeable, we'll see. Yeah. Oh look, I just miss him. I miss him already. I've missed him ever since.
I hate that seeing that red next to his name in the Supercoach app, though. Doesn't it just really?
And you can't have that in your team as your second midfielder.
Yeah, his ownership has went plummeting down. You know, he's only 2% away. Guys, this is a fucking fact. You can twiddle your thumbs and shove them up your butt. This Lockie Neal is only 2% away from Took Miller's ownership.
Jesus.
So he was killing it, and Lockie Neal was a massive pod. 17% Neal as we speak, 19% Took Miller.
Jesus. Well, I still want to get Took Miller. Number 3, McRae. We all love McRae. I think he's
not even in your team after you've just been blowing into his anus all preseason.
Man, I need the money elsewhere, and I'll explain why.
Fuck it.
I'll explain why.
All right.
So Parrish, number 2, he was floating
Parrish,
in my team.
So you want Parrish in your team more than McRae, more than Took, and more than
Undervalued. Neal. Well, no. Well, look, they are equally. All of them are the same price.
No, they're not.
Almost. All of them are within 60,000 in each other. With Neal, Miller, McRae, Parrish.
60,000's a Madden to a Philippou.
It's a Grundy to a Scott Lycett, that's for sure. Anyway.
What? Yeah. I mean, 10 to 70k.
Anyway.
Actually, 80k.
And number 1, it was Tom Stewart, but spoiler alert, it's not. Because now it's Knigs, and there's a reason why Tom Stewart is not in the number 1 place.
So number 1 is Cornelia?
Number 1 is Cornelia.
So you out of everyone, you're missing Cornelia the most?
I miss him the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, since you've already given away one, let's start off with the ins and outs of your defence.
Cool, we're going straight into the fence. And are you going to put it up for the boys now, Jules?
Give us your ins and outs and
chuck
them up.
My ins and outs of the defence.
So who made way for you, these new superstars?
All right, well, Jules, out comes Bowes, Jones, Caulfield, and Hamlings from the last time we saw. In comes Tom Stewart, Sam Doherty, Charlie Constable, and a little rookie we like to call Cohen from Carlton.
Gets Cowan.
Cowan.
That's why I done the move because they call him Cow.
Moo.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it.
So as my defence stands,
Wow,
Geordie.
here we go. Look at this.
As my defence stands, it's Stewart, Doherty, Dacos, Elliott Yeo, McKenna Constable on the field,
McKenna?
Wilmot and Cohen. Well, yeah. So I think it should be Wilmot, not McKenna, but obviously you can't see me changing that right now because the picks are already up. Me personally was very big on value in the defence. Now, the value in the defence, I'm not too sure of anymore. I've seen some preseason games and done some stats and obviously all of the analytics and the updates that me and Geordie, mainly Geordie, were uploading to get us some things. I just really feel that the stability of our forward line our defender rookies, in, like those Gibneys and those Jones and those Caulfields and Bowers and obviously McKenna's, Constables, Wilmots.
No, Gibney.
No, I don't have Gibney just yet. No. Obviously, and look, and again, this team, we are not going into round one tomorrow. We're going into round one in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So, of course it's going to change, Jules. But for now, what I've seen and what I've known... It should. Well,
can you take some constructive criticism about this?
Go ahead.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, I've not seen a team I hate as much as this. Only because I'm only looking at the defence.
Wow.
There is so much money in the defence.
Who you
Doherty?
Yeah, and what's wrong?
He's 600,000.
Okay. So as a whole, all right, I'm take the constructive criticism at the end, and then I'll have rebuttals for.
That's a lot of money in the defence.
It's a lot of money.
Okay, tell me about McKenna. He played like absolute shit in the back game.
Well, McKenna's in because it's McKenna. I still think he's going to be in the best 22. And when he's not, that's when he's out. But if he's now in round one, I think a lot of people will be getting him, and he's one of the most big players anyway. So, and this is what I'm saying. I cannot, with the defence, I feel like you need three premiums and a yo plus a couple of rookies. I think Constable is
three premiums and a yo.
Yeah, I think Constable is a very safe option to have on the field based on his role playing. I think I will like Wilmot on the field as well. But besides those two, all those other rookies, I wouldn't trust.
I trust Gibney. He's going to be a Jet.
He can be a Jet, and I want to see him be a Jet. But right now, I haven't seen him be a Jet. We've just heard.
I've seen him in the intra-club and being a Jet.
Well, okay.
So, right.
Intra-clubs are intra-clubs, and I don't put too much money on intra-clubs or practice games. I need to see. Probably you can giggle and laugh, and look. I remember there's heaps of times where Houston was breaking out and Harry O'Brien had 140 average in his practice games and fucking averaged 74.
You're going back a fair few years.
I'm just saying,
Harry O's stats.
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying there was a lot more players that had perfect preseason games. There was Reece Matheson for you, George. I remember that you got him in
the barometer.
The barometer when you got him in. And
I tell you, mate, if he got the midfield minutes he deserves.
All I'm saying is I don't buy too much, and I think a lot of practice games have bit a lot of people in the arse thinking that, yeah, I'm going to pick him based on that. Exhibit A, Geordie's Reece Matheson when he got whatever. Don't you remember that one? I thought that was pretty funny.
I destroyed you that year.
No.
Yeah, I was in the top 1,000. You were 11,000. So.
Oh well, that's years ago. Going forward. All right, so that's my back line. I think that there's a lot of rookies that don't have good job stability, that don't have great scoring potential versus what the rest. I wish we could save this to last, but it doesn't matter. We'll explain I think forward lines next.
Go for it. Tell me the ins and outs of the forward line.
The ins and outs of the forward lines for me, George. Okay, so out goes Philippou and Van Roonen. In comes Tanner Bruin and Mick Andrews. All right, so still having the solid.
There we go. Let's have a look.
Still having the solid five boys of death, which is Dunkley, Rose, Taranto, Oscar Allen, and McLean.
They are of death.
They are of death. With Tanner Bruin, I just really liked it, and I'm glad. He's not in a lot of people. He did spend a lot of time in the midfield, and he was everywhere. He was dominating every quarter that I saw him play, and I think his role there at that price at 311 as a midfield slot,
So the guys on Spotify, we've got Dunkley, Rosie, Taranto, Tanner Bruin, Oscar Allen, McLean, and on the bench we have McAndrew and Jury.
For now, obviously subject to naming round one, but I feel like the sixth on the field that we've got, which is Dunkley, Rose, Taranto, Bruin, Oscar Allen, McLean. The only job security I don't like there is maybe Toby McLean. But
really?
At least the one, like obviously I love the job securities of the five. Like
I wasn't sure about Tanner Bruin's job security until he pumped the Hawks a new...
Yep.
I don't know. But I wasn't saying that word.
Oh, okay. Well, he did. Like I think, like from. So what I saw is from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, that Geelong were already up by 100 points. You know, then the next 4 quarters was the VFL and Hawthorn's VFL, and it was still that same margin. You know what I mean? And that's 100 points.
Yeah.
And all the other boys. So clearly, I think the VFL Hawks did okay. I think they might have lost by 12 points or 11 points or something like that versus what the AFL boys did against each other. Sorry, Jules. But no, Tanner Bruin, he really impressed me. And then I looked at his stats previously, and he was always been playing as a forward pocket for the GWS. And when you give a guy a go, this is a new role and this is a new club, and they didn't get him in for nothing.
Yep.
And they are...
How did you see Oscar Allen's pracky match?
We were playing Pokemon on that Friday, me, Jamie, and the boys, and everyone was just cheering Oscar Allen just for our sake. Just the way that he played. I liked the way that he presented himself.
He looked good, didn't he?
He looked good, and I rate Port Adelaide.
They had a good defender. They had a Lear on him, didn't they?
They did. He looked very good. He marked. He was kicking goals. He was going up the ground. Just West Coast as a whole. I'm telling you, they're going to surprise you. They're not going to be that bottom 3 team, I think, in this season, and I think his opportunities and scoring potential will be valid to at least make 150k.
Yeah.
So no, I loved watching Oscar Allen. Rose had a standout.
Standout. Taranto standout. Dunkley standout.
Braun standout. So look, about 5 of those players in my forward line haven't moved, and I was happy with all 5 of them.
Now, tell me about Jury, because he's not in my team. I've not seen him play.
Jury's just there. Like, as you can see, I've only got $800 to spare, so clearly my team will be changing if Jury's not named round 1. So
Speaking of job security.
Speaking of job security, but I've literally spent everything but $800 in this team. So Jury is there for the sake of the fact that he was the last person picked in the team.
Okay.
But of course, obviously, round 1 is not for another 2.5 weeks.
Now, can I ask, there is no Asava Ratuglia in this team. Did you like him? Can you just not afford to find a spot for him?
Okay, all right, so let's go into Rucks first before I answer that question.
Let's go into Rucks now. Tell me the ins and outs.
Okay, ins and outs was Darcy Cameron out, in comes in Ryan Marshall.
That's fair, that's good, that's an upgrade.
All right, now...
Still got Grundy? A lot of people have been queuing the R2, and you're happy with Grundy, what you saw with Grundy?
Oh, look, I'm happy with what I saw. I think I'll play, like, if I'm going to do anything with Ratuglia, it's going to be one of the 2 things. It's either going to downgrade one of my premiums, add one of my premiums in the defence to a Jack Bowes. So whether it be Doherty or Stewart,
loving it.
Whether it be Doherty or Stewart, it'll be a Jack Bowes. That extra money is going to come into a Zeeble. All right. So what I'm going to be doing there will be trading out McLean, putting him in the midfield, taking out Jury, and then
putting Jury as a Zeeble.
Putting in.
So you're upgrading Jury as a Zeeble.
As a Zeeble,
and
yes.
McLean goes up into
up
the midfield.
There, and that David will come back down to be a Ratuglia. So there's a couple of things that I'm mucking around with there, but this is the one that I wanted to show at the moment, as this is my favourite if everyone's named round 1 besides.
If everyone's named round 1 as is, and Ratuglia is named round 1, you're still going in with this team.
It's such a pressurized question to answer, but I'm sure I'll be tinkering. One more game.
Is Grundy the answer? R2. Everyone's looking at it. They finally see Supercoach Matty saying Grundy. Now go into his preseason game for me. Now I watched every second of that game.
And?
Amazing. Gone.
Both of them look
Gone. I don't know if the Supercoach stats are by the time we're watching this. Probably not. But I was doing it in my head a bit with a couple of numbers. I reckon Gorn got 140.
Oh, easy. I think
Grundy, I think could be around 100, maybe the 90 area. I thought when Grundy was on the field and in the ruck, he looked like the Grundy that we know. But the bad thing is, because he's of his CBAs, he only got 58%, which is about what we were expecting. If you go to other videos, we already said he would get around the 60 to 70 kind of mark. That's kind of what we've expected him to get. And he looked great. But the only point is, when he's not in that CBA, we just can't find him. He may as well just be a Will Brodie that plays 58% game time or a Natanui. I don't know if he can score that many points in his 58% game time, but he did look impressive on the weekend.
No, he did look.
And gets good ruck competition.
On paper, it makes me happy. If I had the balls, then it might be a thing where if I see Ratuglia next week, do exactly what he did. Mate, Grundy could be out for Ratuglia, and that money can go straight into...
Champ, I'm stealing you right now, and you got some balls on you.
I'm just saying, Grundy could be Ratuglia with a loophole with McAndrew. Still have McAdam there just to see who plays better, whether it be McAndrew or Adagalia. Obviously, Ron Marshall's not going to go anywhere. He's a lock. Because did you like his play?
I liked it, but I reckon he got, can I say spit roasted?
Spit roasted? Yeah, maybe.
By Gordon Grundy, the Tap brothers. Fucking, they looked so good.
He still played pretty good on
He did. He looked good, but they were everywhere.
Those Tap brothers were just type-5.
Those Tap brothers were just fucking destroying him. Yeah. Oh my God.
So look, that's my ruck. So there is still some room to think about and play it. It's not my set and forget structure. It's kind of what I'm liking right now until I see the next week's games. So kind of...
Okay.
All right, moving to struck.
Well, now, before we get there, I just want to talk about the rucks a bit more. We're all excited, we're all interested. Now, I just based on the game, if Gordon Grundy play every game like that, is there any way that Max Gawn is a viable option if he keeps fucking playing the way like that? Is there any way that you can start Max Gawn?
I don't think you can start him. I think you need to just wait for that round 6 DP and hopefully he misses a couple because he was planking and kicking goals. And
I've got a feeling like when whatever CBA he gets against English round 1, he's gonna get every tap.
Yeah.
I just reckon there's a world. I don't recommend it. I reckon there's a world where Gawn can average 120.
Where he can still stay the same price while
there is a world. There is a world there, but
and it could be 2023, George, definitely.
Gordon and Grundy. We still get the Grundy combo. Just they're both smell
the Gordon Grundy combo. Wow. All day our premiership.
All right. Sure. Now we're moving on to the engine room. Who's going to be dishing it out to these Queens and Oscar Allens?
I hate it.
Tell me who's ins and outs.
This is probably my least favourite thing, but I'll explain why. All right, so we got outs. Sadly, Took Miller. Sadly, McRae. Ins, which I really hate, is Tom Green and Oscar Baker.
Tom Green. Now, talk to me about Tom Green because I think earlier in the podcast you said something about not rating intra-club matches, and he never was in your team beforehand. So
I'm embarrassed.
All right.
I'm embarrassed.
All right, I've got nothing else to say then. So
look, I'm embarrassed because I'm going against my words, not because I'm wrong. Like I'm embarrassed.
Well, just either one.
Tom Green is in my team because he got 50 disposals against unknown names in GWS.
Oh yeah, he did. Midfield got 34 touches by the way. And also, guys, if you didn't know, Cumming took a lot of the kickouts.
And also, if you didn't know, Kalingo and Josh Kelly were not even in that GWS.
But if they were playing, that would be even better because also Tom Green kicked a goal. No one knows that, but I saw he kicked a goal. Kelly and Kalingo would have been on the same team as Tom Green, so he probably would have got 60 touches.
I don't think so. I think, no, I don't think that's the case. But look, very optimistic, but anyway.
55.
I liked another one was like Finn Callahan, really impressed. I liked
now everyone is screaming at their screen right now and they're asking for the question, Tom Mitchell has not moved from your team.
No. Why would he? Because
did you waver at all? Is there obviously there's some stuff you saw you didn't like. How much of it should be taken serious percentage-wise of what in the practice?
Okay, so there's about 3 or 4 things that I think everyone should be listening or thinking about. Not listening.
Sorry, before you continue, just for the Spotify guys, we got Oliver, Jack Steele, Tom Green, Tom Mitchell, Jacob Hopper, Dom Sheed, Ashcroft, and Phillips. And on the bench we have Oscar Baker, Campbell Chesser, and Alwyn Davey.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Champ, continue.
Okay. So there's a lot of things that you need to think about. That Tom Mitchell, look, we don't know time on ground. If we get that stat of time on ground of every player in the practice game.
I mean, we watched it. I saw him. I don't know. I can't speak, but I reckon it's over 50 or 60.
Okay, that's
minimum.
All right. So you weren't there.
I wasn't there, but I watched it.
Okay, so did I. And I don't know. I just feel that the CBAs with Tom Mitchell. That doesn't scare me. I know that Tom Mitchell is a quality player. How many times, if you go into the archives of last year...
I'm not saying that he's not a bad player. I'm saying there's 6 midfielders in Collingwood that all get CBAs. Where's it going to come from? Because the goalie got a lot of CBAs and he gets those CBAs. Elliott, Dacos is now getting new CBAs as well as new Tom Mitchell coming in with Pendlebury and Adams and all these types.
To me, it showed that he was literally treating it like a practice game. As McStay was up back and up forward to see where we might play better. Frampton was up back and up forward. Tom Mitchell was in a forward line. Like Dacos was half the first half he was in the mid, the second half he was in the defence. To me, that says that they're trying things. This is not a round 1 game plan.
Absolutely, it's not. But
so I'm not taking him playing in the forward line. Clearly,
obviously they're trying him forward. That means
Okay.
they're trying Dacos wing. They're trying Dacos on the midfield.
Did Tom Mitchell kick a goal? Did Tom Mitchell do a goal assist? No, he didn't. What a shit cunt. Put him back in the midfield.
I don't think they're going to say what a shit cunt.
It's not going to work. Like, I look, the next practice game, obviously the team's going to be cut down a bit with what they're going to be playing.
Yep.
All right, let's have a look. All right, he's going to be playing his old team.
Put down the gun, champ. That's asking the questions everyone wants to know.
Shut up about Tom Mitchell. All I'm saying is with Tom Mitchell, he's going to be playing Hawthorn.
And condolences to Tom Mitchell, who's had his puppy dog die last night. So
Why'd
sorry.
you have to bring that up, George?
Sorry, Tom. Condolences to you and your family. It's a cute little puppy.
And he would have been in hospital. Clearly, his mind wasn't straight.
No, that was after the game. So
Anyway, look, Tom Sheed, what a great game he had.
Great game, lots of CBAs.
Like obviously he's not a new inclusion. I had him in from day one, and he hasn't really left. Hopper hasn't really left. Still hasn't really left.
Now, my burning question for you: You're vice captain and captain every week. Are you happy with Jack Steele and Oliver?
I just need 100%. One. I just need one.
Okay.
I think everyone needs at least one solid
Uber premium.
One solid Uber premium for a vice captain, because you can play around with your Steels or your Tom Greens.
I know, but let's say Oliver has one of his bad games once in every 5 weeks or 4 weeks, and you got your captain's coming up. Are you going to feel safe putting Jack Steele captain? Are you going to feel safe? Who's your next one?
All right, okay. All right, so for example, so you play game by game, Jules. Like, okay, so I'm going to make.
Okay, so tell me what's happening round one.
So round one, okay, Oliver will be vice captain in my. If he doesn't score 130 or 140 against Bulldogs, then I'll probably put it to Steele against Fremantle, or I'll probably.
But is that something you're comfortable doing?
Well, yeah, because.
Would a Took Miller make you feel better?
Oh, every day. Every day of the week.
Took Miller against Sydney, where he averages about 140 in the last 2-3 games. Would make. Anyway, it is what it is with the structure you've gone with.
Look, like I said, that Tom Green mate is only in there based on the fact of Fury missing out, because the hype is there. He got 50. It isn't impressive, but wow, he's not going to be playing against. I can't even name 3 other midfielders at the Giants that played that practice game.
Perryman played really good. He got 27 touches. Callum Ward got 29 touches.
Callum Ward, the odds, yeah.
He actually was playing in a forward role.
Okay.
But obviously all these
How
guys...
big was the ground? I reckon the ground was maybe 4 metres. Yeah, anyway, there's just some things. I think he'll be my first out. If there is a bit of leeway with Bowes performing again and Doherty or Short coming down to be Dowes, Green is the first one going to be upgraded into a premium, whether it be a lead or Miller or McRae or another captain option that's viable there.
Parrish
even, yeah. So no, I'm happy with the structure as of now, and I prefer the 3 premiums and the Yo in the back, just because I do not really trust the McKennas and the Wilmots and the Collins and all the other Coffee or whoever's popular in there that we thought is value in the back. Okay. The job security is scary. Coffee, what did he do? He was in the.
He played in the
seconds.
In the seconds, and he didn't play that good. He got some touches. Hunter Clark, I saw him in the foreline, saw him in the midfield. He got CBAs, and I saw him in the back line. So he's another one to watch.
And Bowes, the only thing like Bowes was starting in the forward line, but he actually did things in the forward line.
I know,
but again, you're playing against Hawthorn.
You are.
So like. I want to see Bowes
But
again.
I remember this every time they called his name in the second quarter, because he got CBAs in the second quarter. I think he only played like half a game, and he destroyed.
He did well.
So I really like what I saw from Bowes. But we got a lot more stats on the rest of these guys. We'll drop that in another video. We're just going to here to show you our structure and who we've picked. Personally, Matty, I got no issue right now if you put that if you flip that Chesser where McKenna is, bring McKenna down. Get rid of Doherty for a Gibney, and then you can make one of those boys into like a $600,000 midfielder, and that will give you some more captain, vice captain flexibility.
So even Chesser, so I know what you're saying, because getting rid of Doherty to put Chesser in the back line, or getting rid of McKenna and Doherty to put Chesser and Wilmot on the field, I can't trust Chesser, Wilmot, McKenna, or Constable to keep on, and Gibney to play those games and get me 70 pluses that I think. So I've gone a bit, so with Bruin, Allen in the forward line, I like their job securities and I like their scoring potential. With Dom Sheed, Hopper, I like their job securities and their scoring potential. I don't like the job securities in the rookies in the back line. Yes, there's plenty and they'll probably be named round 1, but one bad game out of these players, That's what I'm scared of. I'm just trying to be a bit conservative and a bit relaxed and kind of back up, because I still think Doherty's going to average 110. I still think Doherty's going to average 110. Nick Dacos will do the same too. And Yo can potentially even average over 100 easily. I don't want to miss out on those numbers when other people who would be playing some Gibneys and some Collins and some Chessers on the field in the back line, they might be getting 50s, 60s, 70s at best. I still have them in my team, but I want them to make me money so I can upgrade. That's my views. But again, that's my opinion and that's my structure and that's how I think and feel for now. Just wait to the next practice games. That's when obviously...
That's when we're going to get a better indication. So everything we learned from the practice game, which we will make a video on coming up, we're going to learn 10 times more about these practice games because there's going to be a smaller squad. They're going to have actual stats as we want them and we're going to spit them to you live and get them all up there. But yeah.
Oh yeah. What game are you looking to the most, Jaws, on those new practice games?
Oh, any game that has a West Coast or a Port Adelaide in it, I like watching the Tap Brothers as much as the next person. Yeah. So any game that has got a Melbourne, Port Adelaide, or
I'm feeling the doggies. I like to see what Jones, McLeans, and all the boys do. So, and obviously McRae and Bonton.
Especially because when the Bulldogs had their intra-club match, they had their best midfielders versus their best midfielders. And they all got a good amount of CBAs because there was an extra 3 or 4 spots for the midfielders because they were on 2 different teams.
And not only that, they had that many fucking midfielders to fill that spot.
So it was going to be interesting to see how they work them all together when they condense A team and B team. Well, they weren't A team, it was white team and red team.
I think it was Bont versus McRae. Then they had Trelaw,
Bailey Smith
versus Bailey Smith,
and then there was Libba and Caleb Daniel.
There's
a lot of midfields in there. It is concerning.
Of who's going to get that job security.
So that's definitely going to be one to watch. Obviously, we want to watch the Giants and see Tom Green do another 50 touches against real opposition. So,
let's hope so.
Well, he's in your team, so...
Well, Jaws, I'm telling you right now, he's in my team because I've got a fear of missing out of...
You got FOMO. You got big FOMO of sexy 21-year-old...
But I don't like it. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to say I've got fear of missing out.
He's in your team.
As soon as I get money elsewhere...
But look, why? Okay, let me ask you then. Why do you not have FOMO of missing out on Fife, who's in way more teams than Tom Green?
Because Fife is a injury-prone forward player moron. No, he's pretty sexy. He actually looked really good.
He looked good. Kicked 3 goals.
We were talking about him we had poker on the Friday. We were talking about him like, wow, he's looking good. I know McCarley likes him. But
so you don't have FOMO for not getting Fife because he's on your team, but you're saying that and you got Green. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but good Supercoach players don't have...
Fife's a great Supercoach player.
No. Good Supercoach players
don't have Fife.
So I don't have FOMO for that.
But are you sure? Because you look pretty good.
No, I'm sure.
All right. I'll give you a bit of a critique, Matty, because I know you're waiting to hear it. I like the Ruck. I like the seeing a Tap brother in there. I can't really fault that Ruck. I don't even mind Lysett, guys. Like, he looked dominating. I know he played bloody West Coast second string Ruckman and Williams and all that kind of stuff with whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
No Natanui, but Lysett, Grundy, and Darcy. They're the 3 that are firming as the best Ruck selections for mine.
What about Raleigh?
As a premium. And the forward line is fine. I like it. I like every one of those players in there. I got nothing bad to say about the forward line, nothing bad to say about the Ruck. I would love another premium midfielder in the midfield.
Of course you do, yeah. So do I, and that's what I mean.
Even if it's an uber premium, that would be the cream on the cake. If it's either Oliver, Took Miller, Steele, and the rest of the boys, happy days. Even if you can get, if Tom Mitchell, let's say Tom Mitchell has another shit game and you want to get him up to
Let me just say this. If I can get 100% confirmation that either the Chesser, Cohen, Darcy, Wilmot are going to be superstars playing in the back line.
What's a superstar mean to you?
Just an 80, just like a solid...
well, you're not going to get that. But I'll tell you what I can give you.
That's exactly what
I'm going to give you a Gibney 70. Gibney 70.
I trust. I don't know.
He looks good. I'm watching all the West Coast. I'm seeing him tackling. He looks like an animal.
Let me see him play an AFL team, not an intra-club match team. That's all. That's it.
Well, Gibney didn't play the intra-club match.
I know he did. So he will be playing his practice match or reports. Say yes.
Yes, absolutely. He said he's locked and ready to go. Now your defense obviously is really good. I'm never going to have a defense that looks anything. Even after round 9, I'm not going to have a defense. There's a lot of money in there. I love the Stewart pick. Love it. He played amazing. I love the Dacos pick, and I'm got a bit of FOMO of Dacos whether or not to get him. Doherty, I do not like.
Love him.
I tell you why. I think he's at best going to average what he averages. I'm not saying he.
And that's all I'm asking.
But for that 600,000, I reckon I can pick a midfielder that can average more than what they did last year. And that can be a captain option. There's no way known you're ever going to be putting a captain choice on a Doherty.
He's playing Richmond round 1.
You're not going to. I know you're not going to do it.
No, he's not there for me to pick a captain option. He's there.
He's not value.
No.
I pick all my players as value picks.
You can do that. Okay. So, I don't think Oliver is value as well.
But he's a good captain choice.
Yes, I agree. Now, the value for me is getting points from the board. And the reason why I have this premium backline, like you said, you're not going to get it till round 9, is because I don't trust these rookies continuing and stringing games on.
I believe in you, Wilmot.
Until they do. So we're talking about Wilmot, we're talking about goals, we're talking about Chesses. Even Constable I'm a bit iffy about, because one bad kick against the grain and he's playing it at 8. Like, these are players that if they fuck up once, you're out. In comes in Farini, in comes in Hatkins, in comes in someone else, in comes in all that,
Then that's why we got 2 emergencies.
And that's what I'm saying.
So if 2 people on the field are not doing good for me, I have a ready-made player that's a rookie that's going to get a game. Look, I'm saying,
that's going to get 40.
1 misfortune, sure. 2 misfortunes, okay, but 4 misfortunes, I'd like to see that. That is Simpsons.
That is Simpsons. Well, look, I don't want to see that. Hopefully, I can. Yeah. Anyway, I've explained.
Anyway, that's the team. Matty is happy with that. I'm sure it's going to be different next time we see for the final team reveal. But before that, you're going to dig into my team, guys. And I'm telling you right now, it's a lot different to Matty Gazeeb's. And I've got some stats to prove it to you.
Let's have
I can't wait to show you guys.
Next video?
Next video coming up, my team reveal. Make sure you see it because it's the best damn team you'll ever see at this stage of the season. Matty Gazeeb's. Guys, if you're new here, like and subscribe. We love you lots. All the support on Facebook. We've got over 1,000 people there. Jump on the Twitter. Jump on the YouTube, guys. We appreciate your love and we have the best community at all. Look, if you want us to rate your teams, I've been just send it over to us. We'll just do it. But we'll be thinking about doing a video. So stay tuned for that. Don't miss the next one. Geordie's team reveal. It's a sexy team. I don't care what you say.
Not as sexy as Matty's. All right, George, let's put that aircon on. It's going to get hotter in here.
All right, guys. See you on the next one.
All right.
You inked Muppet.
You inked Muppet.